Toronto, what a difference a week makes for the Toronto Blue Jays. Last Friday, when they opened their season against the Texas Rangers, their starting lineup was arguably the deepest in the American League. 7 days later, the Blue Jays were back in Toronto in front of another big crowd, but after oblique injuries to Teoscar, Hernandez, and Jansen, their lineup was significantly depleted this time. Under those circumstances, it's essential that complementary players step up. And that's exactly what happened as the Blue Jays beat the Athletics 4-1 on Jackie Robinson Day in front of 35,415 fans at Rogers Center. First, though, there was another no-doubt home run from Vladimir Guerrero Jr, who leads all of baseball with 5 homers after his first inning solo shot. He'd later single and draw the first of what will presumably be many intentional walks this year. But these types of games aren't exactly uncommon for Guerrero Jr, who belongs alongside Juan Soto and Trout in any discussion about the best hitters in baseball. Less certain was what the Blue Jays could expect from their supporting cast, but on that front Toronto couldn't have hoped for much more. Making his first start of the season, Ross Stripling provided for scoreless innings before handing the ball over to the bullpen. It was precisely what the Blue Jays hoped to get from the right-hander, who started 19 games in 2021. "We needed at least 4 innings and he gave us exactly that," manager Charlie Montoyo said. "Great job by him. There will surely be more opportunities for Stripling to start this year, whether because of injury or simply to give the other members of the starting rotation a breather. For now, he'll likely return to the bullpen for some rest while the Blue Jays determine when they'll need him next. It's a really valuable role for teams," said Stripling. "The mental side of it is knowing that I'm a huge asset, and that I can go get outs in any situation, and the other one is knowing that that's how I'm going to stay. I'm not necessarily Jacob deGrom, and I'm not necessarily Jordan Romano. I'm somewhere in between. I take pride in that role and want to be successful in it." Offensively, the Blue Jays' depth players were just as important Friday. Starting in place of Hernandez, right fielder Raimel Tapia singled twice for his first multi-hit game with the Blue Jays. He also showed off his speed in the second inning, scoring from first on a Santiago Espinal double to give the Blue Jays a 2-0 lead. "That's exactly what we need when we lose guys like Teo," Montoyo said. "We needed guys to step up and they did today." Starting in place of Jansen, catcher Zach Collins delivered 2 hits of his own. He doubled in the 4th inning, but his 6th inning at-bat may have been more impressive. Seeking to obtain the platoon advantage, the A's walked Espinal intentionally so that the left-handed hitting Collins would have to face lefty Sam Maul. But Collins lined a fastball through the right side for an RBI single that gave the Blue Jays a welcome insurance run. "There's a little motivation when they walk the guy in front of you to go and face you with 2 outs, Collins said. "It's obviously a better matchup, but in that moment, I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about how big of an opportunity it is for me to put the team ahead another run." Since joining the Blue Jays in a late spring trade, Collins has been catching as many bullpen sessions as possible, but Friday was his first chance to start behind the plate for Toronto. From the third base dugout, Montoyo liked what he saw as Collins worked with 6 different pitchers from Stripling to Jordan Romano, who recorded his 5th save of the season. "He was locked in. His framing was really good," Montoyo said. "I was never concerned at any time, so that's the best compliment I can give him." In the first contest between the two teams since the Matt Chapman trade, it was Oakland's side of the deal that made the biggest impact. Infielder Kevin Smith doubled and singled against his former team. On a night Chapman went hitless in 2 at-bats with 2 walks. A third member of the trade was nowhere to be seen, however. Kirby Snead, a left-handed reliever who appeared in 4 of Oakland's first 7 games, was placed on the restricted list before the game along with A.J. Puck and Austin Allen. While no further details were disclosed, unvaccinated players are not allowed to enter Canada, and MLB rules state that they're to be placed on the restricted list when their teams visit Toronto. As with all trades involving prospects, it'll take years to assess this one. If all goes well, it may even be a win for both sides. But where trades can benefit all involved, only one team can win on a given night. Thanks to the likes of Stripling, Tapia and Collins, the Blue Jays were the ones to come out ahead on Friday.